Ho, 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 Merry Christmas. Say hi to Kishi. She's wearing her reindeer. I know it's not even Thanksgiving yet, but you know what, guys? I thought today I would talk about Christmas because it's not too early to start thinking about Christmas. So I'm in my workshop right now, and one of the things that I got to thinking about and I wanted to share with you and see what your thoughts were was how I missed the good old days of homemade gifts. You know, I remember back in the day, and I took it for granted now that we don't get it anymore, but there were so many people that would make homemade treats and deliver plates and platters of homemade treats to everybody. I remember homemade crafts like ornaments and things like that, Christmas wreaths. People actually took the time to make these things. And crafts are not cheap. Oh, one of my most precious things was, well, there's been a couple of quilts that have been given to me. And the Afghans that are handmade, those are precious to me as well. I'm telling you, homemade gifts, there's nothing quite like it. So if you're thinking about what you can get for your teens, so I know that there comes a time when teens just want money, you know, like they want some few things to open and they appreciate those things, but ultimately it's money. And so there are so many things you can do with money to make it fun, you know, instead of just putting a $50 bill or $100 bill in a card. One year I got a box and I got a bunch of those styrofoam peanuts and I put it in there and I crumpled them $1 bills up in that box. And I got 50 $1 bills. And I did that for one of my kids and he had a blast. He had so much fun looking for his money in there and spending it later. This was before online and all that, you know, it wasn't as popular back then. But anyway, there's a lot of things you can buy now where you can put credit cards or gift cards, I should say, and money in that, like a puzzle where you have to figure out the puzzle to get to it. Those are fun. Makes it a little bit, you know, challenging and a little bit more less impersonal, I guess, if you could say, if you want to say that. I think people still appreciate the homemade treats. So if you are a parent and you are looking, this was my motivation because I saw a post on Facebook the other day asking, you know, what would, you know, if you were a teacher, what would you like as a gift? I've received a lot of gifts over the years, a lot of mugs. Mugs are the number one thing that I would get. And although I love the mugs and I still have some to this day, it's overwhelming. I can't keep them all. I did end up having to give some away. And because there was just so many of them. After 9 years of teaching, I had probably 100 mugs. And that's not an understatement. And so anyway, after a while, it's like, okay, you gotta, you gotta give away some of these mugs. I still have about 50, I think. But anyway, I was thinking about that. It's like, so some of my most precious gifts I ever received were the homemade gifts. I have received like homemade wreaths. I have received, I remember one of my students with a mason jar, they got a candle holder and a mason jar and they glued it together and it was like a goblet. And I thought that was so cool. And they filled it with chocolates. Just a homemade card. Those are so sweet. Teachers really appreciate that with the thought, like a thank you, a heartfelt thank you. That is the best thing you could give a teacher because we don't get a lot of thanks. We just don't. What else? If you know the teacher, monogrammed stuff is awesome. Anything monogrammed, because I'll tell you the reason. Teachers are honest. They love one another. They support one another. But things often go missing. I think with the thought of that it'll come back. They get borrowed. You know what I mean? So if it's monogrammed, less likely for that to happen. So like a notepad, for example. You know, I'm showing some of the stuff I've received over the years. This was a notepad that I got one year. Here's another one. Can you see a trend? So they knew that I loved owls. So anytime they saw something with owls, they would give it to me. I was trying to see what else is in here that I could show you. Thank you cards are awesome. You know, I received a few thank you cards over the years. And though you can never have too many thank you cards. What else? Oh, pens. Teachers love pens, good pens. So the gel ones are great, But this one's a Papermate. I think that, I don't know the brand name of it is, but there's one that my husband got for me. Oh my gosh, they're so awesome. I'm trying to remember if I have any here. I don't think I have any. Well, this is similar. They look like this. So they have a grip, and this one is a Papermate. This one came in different colors, and so great for grading, you know, stuff like that. But those are great pens. Papermates are really great pens. This was a Bic. So, I mean, it doesn't have to be like Mont Blanc. It doesn't have to be that type of pen. So anyway, but good pens, good quality pens are always a good thing, and the teachers will always appreciate it. We're always running low on Sharpie markers, Sharpies. Now more and more they're using smart boards, so they may not need Sharpies, but back in my day we used, you know, dry erase boards, and Sharpies were awesome gift because they're expensive and you go through a lot of them through the year. But if you have any questions, or if you want more ideas, just let me know. This dog, I tell you what. Anyway, just let me know, and I can give you some ideas. There's so many things out there that teachers pay teachers. Yes, I'll end with that one. The teachers pay teachers I didn't really know about. They have all kinds of things that teachers have created, and they sell it instead of just, you know, sharing it online and giving it away, because they spent so much time on these things and they're so worth it. They sell it for very minimal. So it's not like they're selling them for like $10 or even $5. Some things are $1, $3. It might be clip art that they came up with. It might be handouts that they came up with for certain topics. It might be an entire lesson on the cell, and it shows exactly what to do, what things to have, you know, the supplies. And so anyway, teachers pay teachers. Go online and you can get gift certificates, print them off and give them to the teacher, and they will love you for it. All right, I think that's it. As always, good luck on your journey, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.